Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the DFS experience for Monday, February 26th. This video is brought to you by friends over at Thrive Fantasy, player prop website where you can play against the house or play against other players in contest format. You do get a deposit match up to $250 if you use my promo code DFSChapo, or you can use the link that's in my description. Okay. All right, let's go to DraftKings. It's only a 4-game slate. I'm going to get in and get out. You know me. I ain't going to keep y'all here all night long. I'm going to try not to. All right, let me just get this in the middle. Let's get going. All right. So we're going to start with point guard. We got Brunson 9.7. I think the Knicks are on a little bit of a slide. You actually do see those with the Tom Thibodeau teams. The reason is they play so many minutes and then they just start to fade. And you're seeing them and they're tired. You know what I'm saying? Their starters play like 40 minutes. However, I still like them for this slate. Fire up Jalen Brunson, 9.7K. Halliburton. There's some things going on with Halliburton. The thing is, he's not giving you 60 fantasy points like he did before the All-Star break, before he got injured. You're getting high 40s, low 50s. The thing is, Mathurin has been playing exceptionally well. So he's taking a little bit of the usage away from Halliburton. So we got to be very careful what we pay for Halliburton. Because if we're not getting 5.5 to 6 on his value, we might be failures. You see what I'm saying? So, okay, the spot is fine. I like the spot against Toronto. You just got to be very careful playing Halliburton to make sure he's going to pay off his salary. That's all I got to say. Scotty Barnes, 8.9, absolutely in play. De'Aaron Fox, second best player on the Kings, in play at 8,300. He's 8,300 for a reason. I just finished sweating Domantas Sabonis because he was my last man in, or he was the last guy playing. He was my first guy in, but last guy playing for the late game because I had him in the lineup with Jonathan Isaac. Jonathan Isaac gave me a fucking whopping 1 fantasy point. And Sabonis, I haven't checked. He had me teetering on the cash line with that one point from Jonathan Isaac, so I was kind of sweating that for a little bit. But I'm greedy. Already had a takedown this morning. Well, this afternoon I already had a takedown, so I just want it all. You see what I'm saying? But Sabonis is the Kings. At first I thought they were both equal, but now I realize what it is. That's Sabonis' team, and De'Aaron Fox is just on it. 8.3K. De'Aaron Fox, you could take a shot. Tough matchup against Miami. Miami's been playing well defensively, and they've been shutting down fantasy points. Cunningham is fine. He gets his fantasy points a lot of different ways, so I don't mind playing Cunningham. Cunningham had one point, I think 2 years ago, or his rookie year, that he was just putting up 50 fantasy points every night. Now you're getting 30s and 40s, 50s here and there, but he's not putting up the same production like he used to. But he's still an okay player, 8K. Tyler Hero is fine, 7.5. I don't really play Miami guys when they're all healthy or when Butler is on the court. Quickly, you could take a shot against Indiana, 7.2. Cam Thomas, 6.8, and play Rozier. Put him in that Miami bowl, that Miami bucket. They're all pretty much the same to me. Not really interested in them. Like, who's going to go off? You know, is Butler going to take up their usage? Yes. You know, who's going to hit their shots? I don't know. Like, it's very tricky playing Miami. Ben Simmons, man, listen, we got to get Ben Simmons out of here, bro. This guy's been questionable since before the pandemic. What the fuck is happening? Like, if you can't play, bro, just sit your ass down. I want nothing to do with Ben Simmons. Nemhard, 5.1K. If he's your last guy in, fine. Goodwin, if he doesn't start, don't play him. The rest of these guys are viable for handing out water bottles. Let's go to shooting guard. Who else is here? Mikal Bridges 7-2. Glorified role player. He's another one. I thought he was a star. He's not. He's not a star. Who else is here? DiVincenzo 7-1. Reasonable price. Take a shot. I prefer Randall to be out if I'm going to be paying up for, not paying up, but if I'm going to be paying 7.1 for DiVincenzo and expecting to pay it off, I want Randall to be out. We'll cross that bridge in a second. RJ Barrett 7K absolutely in play, good matchup. Vince Williams 6'9" in play, good matchup. Jaden Ivey's in play, but he's very streaky as far as fantasy production. Malik Monk, he's okay. You never know when it's going to be his night. It's either him or Herder, or him or Murray. Like, it's either or. They don't all go off at the same time. Got to be very careful with the role players from Sacramento. But he's okay. He's in the player pool. Neesmith, I'm probably not really interested in. If he starts and he's 100% healthy, fine. But other than that, I don't need him. Mathurin, if he starts 5.5 in play, if he comes off the bench, he's in play, doesn't matter. Duncan Robinson, no thank you. Kevin Herter, you could take a shot at Kevin Herter. You could take a shot at Gary Trent. Zaire Williams, if Zaire Williams starts 4.7K, he's in play. Schroeder, if you're desperate. Listen, I don't like nothing from Brooklyn. Brooklyn is a fucking... You know what Brooklyn is? Brooklyn is trash at the side of the road. That's your garbage man picks up every Monday and Thursday. That's what the fucking Brooklyn Nets are. There's nothing good there. It's all trash. All bullshit and trash. I don't want nothing from Brooklyn. There was a point I wanted to play Claxton. I don't even want none of that. If I could cross out Brooklyn, I would. All right, let's continue. Who else is here? Fournier. He's been getting a little bit of run at 3.8K. Last 5 games. Last 3 games. 26, 18, 19. 20, 16, and 21 fantasy points. 3.8K, 21 fantasy points, I'll take it. But, you never know with Detroit. Detroit's playing for nothing. You know, their coach doesn't seem like he's some type of all-star head coach himself. I don't want to take that chance and play Evan Fournier. And then, you know, I'm ready to jump off my roof because Evan Fournier didn't get in the game. I'm not trying to do all that. You feel me? If I didn't have a takedown earlier, I'd have fucking jumped off the roof with fucking Jonathan Isaac. And I still was in a position to cash. But that's DFS for you. You got to be very careful with these scary plays. Like if you're playing single entry, you're not touching Evan Fournier. If you're playing 30 lineups, you can throw him in one. But be very careful. I don't like to lose money. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you guys don't either. Let's go to small forward. Siakam's just another guy. He's not what we thought he was. He was 33, 33, 34. Listen, I could give you 33 fucking fantasy points in 34 minutes. You feel me? Like, this is nothing special. He's supposed to be some type of star, right? Wasn't he an all-star? He's priced like a star, but he's producing like a bag of M&Ms. He's doing nothing. 33, 33. Like, if you pay 8.4K and you're getting 33 fantasy, you might as well shut your phone off, shut your laptop off, and sling it out the window and go watch TV because there's gonna be no sweating for you, no fantasy for you, no DFS for you. So be careful with Siakam. He's in the player pool, but be very careful because he ain't a star. Actually, he should give back some of that money too. Whatever they signed him for, he need to give half that shit back because he ain't no star. They signed a star. They paid for a star. And they got a glorified role player. Man, get him the fuck off my screen. Who else is here? Josh Hart, you can take a shot. 6'5". Bojan. I don't really like Bojan. This is why I don't like him. See this shit right here? 6.2K, right? 8 fantasy points. See? 8 points, 8 fantasy points. You know what that means? That means no rebounds, no assists, no blocks, no steals. My man's had more personal fouls than he did rebounds, assists, blocks, and steals combined. I wanted to play him, but my gut was like, don't do it. 6.2. No, thank you. He's scoring dependent, and you're playing with a usage monster and Jalen Brunson, and it's not like you're gonna get 20 minutes off the court, on the court without him. He plays 40 minutes a game. It's not a good look. We can't do it. He's got to get hot, and he's got to get hot to pay this off. He can have a revenge game against Detroit. He sure can. But is that something you want to risk? Especially if you're playing single entry? He's in the player pool, but I'm not going to be doing no cartwheels to play him. You feel me? Who else is here? Jaquez? No, thank you. Hawkes. I'm sorry, Hawkes. Amen Thompson, man, he started off hot like fish grease. And he ain't hot no more. I can tell you that. 30, 23, 30, 37, 9 fantasy points. See what I'm saying? Like, you could get 37 out of him, like you just did on the 22nd, but you can also get a 9. Range of outcomes is very wide for a guy that's between 5 and 5,500. Range of outcomes is crazy. I'd rather play him on FanDuel, where you get extra points for blocks and steals, to be honest with you. Because if you're relying on scoring and threes and all that, it's going to be an early night. You feel me? Might as well throw on some National Geographic, because you ain't going to be watching no fucking DFS. I'll tell you that shit right now. Who else is here? Fontecchio. If he starts, you could take a shot. At least he does shoot some threes. I'd rather play Fontecchio than Thompson on DraftKings. Zaire Williams, we spoke about him. He's in play. No Highsmith for me. No fucking Jordan Nwora, that fucking bum. No fucking Agbagi. No fucking Watanabe. No fucking Douglas McDermott. No thank you. I don't want none of those fucking goofballs. We're about to go to FanDuel in 1 second. If you're new here, welcome. Appreciate you taking the time to watch my video on a 4-game slate. If you're not subscribed, very important, please do subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell, thumbs up the video. All that stuff is very important as we're on our quest to 1,000 subscribers. I know we could do it. I just got to keep reminding you guys. That's all it is. But, I need you guys to help a brother out. Listen, super chats are open. Channel memberships are open. You can take a look at that if you guys have time. And if you're struggling in cash, you don't have time for all the NBA BS starting lineups, you don't have time for none of that nonsense, but you want to play, you want me to send you my finalized lineups? No problem. Check out the Patreon link in the description. So let me tell y'all what I did today for the first time ever in Patreon history. Because I had a good day on Saturday and I came in 6th place in one of my contests, I said I wasn't gonna really play too crazy today. Because you got that mindset like, yo, you're not gonna have a takedown, or you're not gonna have a real good game 2 days in a row. So I woke up chilling, minding my business. And then I'm looking at the contest on FanDuel. So I'm seeing like 330, 5, like fucking 50 slates. So I'm like, okay, all right. So let me just throw some shit together. Early slate, afternoon slate. So I made like 4 lineups, one for each, no problem. Went to DraftKings. DraftKings only had like an afternoon slate. No, I missed the early slate because that shit was 1 o'clock. So it was like 5. It was 5 o'clock for the afternoon slate. 5 o'clock East Coast. So that's all right. Let me make this. Let me make an afternoon slate. So I made the afternoon slate lineup, and I'm like, yo, this shit is a fucking winner. So let me tell you what I did for the first time in Patreon history. I sent that lineup to everybody in Patreon. So Patreon got a free. There's a part that's free. Like, there's the paid members, and then there's the just regular members that aren't paid. So I sent it to everybody. And sure as shit, that lineup was a takedown. So, for people that are in the Patreon that are not paid, you see what could happen if you was in the regular Patreon part, the paid part. But I'm just happy that the one time I did it, it worked out. FanDuel lineup, FanDuel early slate, I believe, it cashed. It wasn't a takedown, but it cashed. And now I got to check to see what happened with the main slate with Mr. Sabonis and Jonathan Isaac in the same lineup. But I'm not really worried about that. I'll just be thankful. I'll be thankful I had a good day, and I'm not going to cry about it if I didn't cash. Let's go to power forward. Let's go to center. Let's get the fuck out of here. Who's here? Jaren Jackson Jr. I'd rather play Jaren Jackson Jr. than Siakam. At least he played with some type of, like he got some type of heart. 38, 43, 35, 26, 49. Fire him up. What's he playing for? He ain't playing for nothing, but, he's trying. Precious Achiuwa. Now, I want to warn you guys, because I'm a nice guy. He's going to be projected for like 40 fucking fantasy points until Hartenstein is actually 100% healthy. I'm not saying it's a trap, but 34 minutes, 22 fantasy points. He doesn't shoot a lot. This 16 shots, that was an outlier. That doesn't happen all the time. Be very careful with Precious Achiuwa. You feel me? Alright, don't say I didn't tell you nothing. Caleb Martin, no thank you. I don't know how I could play Caleb Martin. You got Hawkes, Jimmy Butler, Rozier, Hero, Bam Adebayo. Like, how's he supposed to get fantasy points? Like, okay, 4.8K and 21.75 that's not great. So I don't know how he's supposed to pay off his ticket. Now he's 5.7K. Why? There's something going on that I don't know about. Always ask yourself, when you're playing players, right? For those of you that play single entry, when you're placing your player and you're looking at their salary and you're looking at injuries, you're looking at the starting lineup, you're looking at everything, are you asking yourself, how is this fuckboy going to pay off his ticket? Or are you just playing this guy? Because that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? And I promise you, if I don't cash, my lineups be teetering on the cash line. Because I don't play around with I don't play with my lineups. I'm not trying to be throwing money in the fucking ocean. You feel me? Caleb Martin, how's he going to pay this shit off? I need somebody in the comments, right? Anybody. I want y'all to tell me, how the fuck is Caleb Martin supposed to pay off 5.7K? Let me see something. Hold on. Maybe I'm missing something. Jimmy Butler is out. See, I am missing something. I knew something was wrong. He got suspended. That's right. Okay. I got it. Okay. I take that back. I still don't trust Caleb Martin, though. He could pay it off. I just don't trust him. All right, let's back up a little bit. Let's back up. So Miami, I don't really play Miami. I really don't play Miami. With Butler being out and Hero and Rozier being questionable, it does make it interesting. And there's no Richardson. Miami's in play. Hawkes is in play. Let's look out for Miami starting lineups, and then we'll play accordingly. Bam's in play. I know we're going to get to that. Bam's in play. Caleb Martin and Hawkes are in play. If Hero and Rozier is out, if they're both in, everybody looks okay. I'm not really interested in Caleb Martin if Hero and Rozier is in. But if one of them are out, Hawkes, Caleb Martin, they now become plays. Okay. Now let's go back to power forward. All right. Aldama, you could take a shot if he starts. Keegan Murray is another one. He's priced correctly, 5.1K though. his price is dropping. He was like 7K at one point. Whatever. That's where he belongs. 5.1K. Shit, he's almost priced near his brother. Damn. Boy, how the mighty have fallen. Cam Johnson, I don't really know what the fuck he is. Because I don't really know what's going on with him. 31, 36, 12, 15, and 21. Alright, I know he's nursing the injury, but I thought this guy was like a really good player. He's just moseying around. Even when he's healthy, you're not getting nothing more than 30 fantasy points out of him when he's healthy. So, I don't know. But he's 5K for a reason. If he's your last guy in, I can't even play him because his minutes is shit. We gotta get information that he's not on a minute restriction. If you're gonna be paying 5K for this guy, because at 5K I want 35 fantasy points. You can't expect him to give you 30 fantasy points playing 20 minutes a game. He ain't Giannis. You see what I'm saying? So you got to make it. You got to really. There's a lot that goes into just picking players. It's not just like, oh, I mean, look at the game log and play him. You got to always ask yourself, is he going to be in a position to pay this off? That's how I look at that. It's like when you loan somebody money, you say to yourself, is this guy ever going to be able to pay me back? That's how you got to look at it. Can he pay this off? Who else is here? Harrison Barnes. You know what I'm about to tell y'all, right? If you want to play Harrison Barnes, you can shove him up your ass. Because I'm not playing Harrison. Now, I ain't going to lie to you. Last man in, I ain't mad at it. But he's very risky. If that shit main lineup, if you're playing single entry and you're playing Harrison Barnes, then you really got some big gorilla nuts because that's a bold play. You feel me? The rest of these guys I don't want. Maybe Finney Smith if I'm desperate, 3,900. Last man in. But he's one of those plays, you know, you got to just like clench your butt cheeks together and pick Finney Smith because it ain't fun playing him. You feel me? All right, let's go to center. This video too long. My bad. I'm sorry, guys. Let me wrap this shit up. Sabonis, the man of the hour, 10.2K, too cheap. Lock him in. Bam, if there's no Jimmy, you can fire up Bam, 8.6. He'll be too cheap at that point. Miles Turner, 6.9K. Been playing well. He's fine. Good matchup. Durant is pretty much matchup proof. And he's a little bit too cheap for his ceiling. Claxton, I like the matchup for Claxton, but I hate the team. I hate everything about it. Pirtle, I like 6.4. Hartenstein, I need to know that he's going to be playing his 4 minutes. He played 11 minutes and he played 24. I need to know he's playing 30 minutes. What the fuck am I supposed to do with 6.1K and this guy's playing 24 minutes? How that can help me win money? It's not. So we got to really, Cam Johnson, Hartenstein, we got to figure out, we got to get some information that's telling us what type of minutes they're playing. Are they unplayable? The rest of these guys, Kevin Love maybe, Olynyk. I know Olynyk's minutes aren't stable. 7, 18, 22. They're trending up, but what does that mean? If I go play Kelly Olynyk tonight and he plays 4 minutes, whose fault is that? Right? Mine, right? We need some information. Kevin Love. If there's no Butler, Love should get a few more minutes. Nothing spectacular. I think that's it. We're out of here. Listen. Jericho Sims if you're desperate. 3.5K. How many minutes is he going to get? 18? 14? 18 to 14 minutes. He's usually decent. In a role like that, you're paying 3.5K, but if he's going to be playing and give you 2 fantasy points, you might as well take him out of your player pool. But listen, I'm going to go on and get out of here. Appreciate you guys. Once again, take the time to watch my video. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the bell, thumbs up the video, absolutely important. Check out the Patreon link in the description if you want me to send you my finalized optimal lineups right before lock. Super chats are open. Channel memberships are open. Appreciate each and every one of you, and I'm out of here. Talk to you later. Ciao.